Hello, everyone. This is Bruno with a new segment called 10 Minutes or Less with Bruno, No BS. A very simple and casual interview. No fancy cameras. Today, I have the honor to speak with Dustin, owner of Apple Roofing. How you doing, buddy?
Doing real good.
Where you guys are located?
I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska. We have offices in Lincoln, Kearney, and Omaha, Nebraska, and then we have Des Moines and Kansas City, and one in Phoenix.
How long have you been in the roofing industry?
You know, I actually have been in the roofing industry all my life. The first roof I ever put on was actually with my dad when I was like 13, and I really liked it, and then I really started working with a general contractor when I was about 15. And the funny thing is he always hated roofing, and I always loved it. And I said to him, I said, you should start bidding roofing, and I'll do the roofs for you. And he did. He took that on, and that's really how I got into it.
Your dad was a roofer, or it was just like kind of like a handyman doing everything?
Nope. Doing our own. We were. He was a guy that did everything himself, never hired anything out, so we remodeled our own house, and part of that was the roof.
Okay, so he had his skills, right? Because trust me, man, the only thing I'm good is roofing. Other than that, I'll probably put a house on fire, trying to do electrical or plumbing or anything like that, I'm a catastrophe. My hand is too heavy,
I stay in my lane now, too. I'm not like him. He could do it all, but I really like to.
Every time I try to put something together, like a bed or a table, I end up breaking. And I have to return to the store, making a lame excuse and say, hey, I don't know how to put this. But I knew that I didn't know how to put it. I couldn't,
Well, the funny thing is we learn as we go through our career. Sometimes what's maybe makes you successful is when you say no instead of yes to certain things, right? Like becoming really good at what you do.
So what age did you realize roofing would be a career for you?
Well, I would say I definitely would say 8th grade. In 8th grade, they always asked like, oh, where, I went to a Catholic school, and that's kind of where grade 8 ended the Catholic school, right? So we kind of did our own little like graduation, and that's where they asked you like, oh, what are you going to be when you grow up, right? And I didn't know it was going to be roofing at that time, but I always knew that I was going to be in some trade. And the funny thing is I remember I actually didn't. I knew I didn't know what I wanted to be, but I knew I wanted to be in a trade, so I said a garbage man. And I do remember my teacher didn't like it, so he actually changed it. And I remember hearing there's something like a lawyer or something by the time graduation came, and I heard that, and I was like, I didn't say that, but kind of something to look back and laugh at, right?
Well, at least she tries to protect you, I guess, right? Do you have family? You have kids?
I do. I have 3 kids.
How hard it is to separate family and business?
I think your business and your family are kind of one and the same a little bit, right? Like that's a lot of the reason that people go to work. And I mean, everybody has a hobby. Mine happens to be business, I think. So work goes home with me, but it's kind of my passion too. So it doesn't feel that way. And we have a good relationship. So it's not something that really comes in the way of our personal life, I don't think.
Can you tell me a little bit about Apple Roofing? Why the name Apple, by the way? Is that because of the teacher?
No. Funny thing is when we were choosing our business name, I have a business partner, Marcus Kuhlman, and the funny thing is he said, "Hey, all I care about is the color's got to be green," and I said, "Hey, the thing that I care about is that it's very brandable and recognizable, and I wanted to associate it with an object because I've always wanted to have kind of like a mascot, if you will, even though we still don't have a mascot." So.
Well, it's okay. You can put some face on the apple, and it become a mascot, right?
That's right. That's right. I actually had another roofing company prior with a partner, and we split. So Marcus and I formed Apple in 2011, and we grew very quickly from the front end. And I give a lot of credit of that to Marcus. He was very forward thinking, and also I think some of the influencers in the industry like Rodney Webb, teaching like process, and so I think as soon as we started to implement that, we grew very quickly. And so yeah, we're about a $25 million company, today, and have been for the last 4 years. I think this year we're going to break out of that.
What do you see for the future of our roofing industry, for the new generation coming up right now?
Well, I think when you look at any industry as it matures, our industry is really fragmented, right? Like there's still a ton of contractors of all sizes, and there's no one contractor that really is a recognized name anywhere in the country, right? Like there are some very large companies, but not a national brand that everybody thinks of when you think of like Walmart or Target or whatever, Amazon. And I think that we will see the industry kind of mature into some of these probably larger companies forming, as I think regulation continues to get handed down from, legislation, and technology evolves, it enables more scale. It also, the regulation makes it harder, unfortunately, for a small business to comply with all of that, right? And I think that's one of the important things that, legislation needs to remember is some of the best ideas come from the small companies, and it's really healthy to have those small companies. But I do see the industry moving towards a more mature model, I'll call it, I guess, for lack of better words, into larger companies.
I totally agree with you. Any message out there for the people watching this video? It could be towards the COVID-19.
I think let's address it. I think that the most we can control is our effort and our attitude, right? So I think the most we can do at any time in business, especially when things are maybe difficult in certain states, I think are harder than others, but make sure that people know you exist, right? Because they can't do business with you if they don't know you exist. So any downtime that you have, how many of us have taken, or said, I guess I'll say, how many of us have said, I don't have time to do that right now, but I want to do this, right? Like there's all these things we want to do in our business. Let's use this time. If you have extra time, don't watch Netflix, like go work on your business.
Absolutely.
Or let people know you exist, do whatever you can do.
I've never been to Nebraska before, but if I had opportunity, I'm going to go there and we'll grab lunch together, and then you can show me around, okay? Thank you so much. You have a blessed one, okay?
Hey, you too. We'll see you, Bruno.
All right.